9 cats in the house. 12 cats in the house? How many with 10? 11? 12? I'm stopping at 12. I'm stopping at 12. I applaud everyone in this room. I love the love that you have for those great animals. Truly, we are real cat people, and it's a thrill and an honor always to be with this group because you are as well. This is the 25th anniversary of this great organization, which started so small and has grown so big. 25 years ago, as I mentioned, Sue Romaine started this little thing, right? Just to save kittens, and she took these kittens, they were under 8 weeks, from city shelters, as you know. They were euthanized, many of these kittens, on intake. That's the way it worked. And she's grown it with the help of so many volunteers, and so many have given so much time. You'll hear more about them tonight, of course. And in the 25 years, 31,000 cats and kittens from the streets have been rescued. And it's been thousands of volunteers, as I've said, and cats and kittens of all ages are rescued, and Kitten Rescue works with city shelters as part of No Kill LA, of course, and KLA, and has helped transform the way that Los Angeles and many cities, indeed, address the homeless cat crisis, because as you are aware, that's been something that's been very controversial, right? I mean, I do a radio show up in the Bay Area and here in Los Angeles as well. In the Bay Area, there's another level of craziness when it comes to handling feral cat populations in certain communities. So I love that we can be a model in the way that we handle feral cat populations for many cities around America. And while I'm on that, I just want to mention a major milestone, because I saw Dr. Jennifer Conrad in the crowd tonight. She is... I have such mad respect for Dr. Conrad. As you know, the Paw Project has led the charge in getting declawing made illegal in, yeah. And there was just a major victory. I mean, just a week ago, after so much work, the state of Maryland now, it is illegal to declaw a cat in the state of Maryland. Bravo, Dr. Conrad, and all of the people who work on the Paw Project. So, all right, now, a longtime kitten rescue volunteer, someone who is a lovely, when she is not rescuing cats and kittens from the streets of Turkey, that's right, Turkey or Los Angeles. She can be seen performing in LA, around the country as well, in major venues like the Comedy Store, Hollywood Improv, Zanies, Flappers, Comedy Cellar, Stand Up Live. She's here with us tonight. How about a warm welcome, AJ? Hi, AJ. Nice to see you.
Hello, everyone. Hi, welcome to the Fur Bowl. I am just so happy that after all this time, once again, we are together under the same roof. It's just fantastic, because we are gathered here tonight for a very important, very noble cause, to raise funds for my Chewy.com bill. No, seriously, I calculated over the past year, I spent $12,000 on cat food and litter only on Chewy.com. And this is why I am broke and Elon Musk is a billionaire, because he doesn't have a cat. It's a great-looking crowd here tonight. I do see some very good-looking couples, yeah. You know what they say? Behind every great man, there is a greater woman wondering why she's stuck behind that dumbass. It's true. Now, one of these lovely couples we have here tonight is Mr. Cat Daddy, Jackson Galaxy himself. and his lovely wife, Minu Rahbar. So I'm sure you all know Jackson because he's a very important and influential figure in cat people circles. But did you know that Mrs. Cat Daddy Minu is a long time kitten rescue volunteer? In fact, she's been with Kitten Rescue way longer than she's been with Jackson. Yeah. So basically, we were so desperate to be associated with Jackson. We wanted to be associated with Jackson so badly, we offered up our prettiest volunteer to him. And we told Minu, we said, Minu, take one for the team. Take one for the team because this guy is going to show us where the cat pee smell comes from and how to get rid of it. Small price to pay, small price to pay. So I recently had an interesting experience with one of my foster cats. I have this really sweet orange tabby boy, Milosh. Well, he used to be very sweet, and then suddenly he starts acting all crazy, like a maniac. He starts getting into fights with the other cats, with me, and I tell him, I'm like, Milosh, what's happening with you? You are this sweet orange tabby. Why are you acting like a psycho? So he turns to me and he says, it's time you found out. I identify as a toady.
They couldn't figure out what was actually wrong with him. So that was just really hard too, because not knowing what the actual problem was, but watching him fade more and more every day was so sad. It got to a point where I was just driving him every single day to the vet, and he'd stay from morning until night on an IV. And every day when I'd come pick him up, they'd be like, it was a good day because he didn't die. I would do the night shift. I would just have him and be laying in bed and crying and thinking he wasn't gonna make it until the morning. One morning I woke up and I was gonna take him to the vet again to leave him there all day, and he just started playing. And the whole time I had him, he never played. Yeah, and then every day after that, he just got a little bit better. Now he's doing great, and I love him. It's one of the most rewarding experiences I've had in fostering. So this is Finn, and we named him Phoenix at first because it was like a phoenix rising, because he fought so hard for his life. He's the best. This is Mr. Mustard. He was the biggest kitten in the litter. He always has been. He's also the bravest. He was the very first one we trapped and the first one that purred and wanted to be pet and hugged and loved. He's really sweet. You're a good guy. So this is Jojo, and he just loves people. He loves being pet, loves being in the bed and getting under the covers and purring and cuddle in. He was vicious when I first found him because they were so scared. I think everybody should try fostering animals, fostering a cat, see how it makes you feel. Just give it a shot, because I was somebody, I had never done that until 5 years ago, and now it's a huge part of my life. I have friends that have fostered since I started fostering. They've gotten into it, and it feels so good when you see the animals in a home and you know they're going to have a great life and that you had something to do with it. So if you're able to donate or volunteer or help in any way, please give, please help these cats. They have such amazing, pure hearts, and I think that's a really cool thing about animals in general. They keep you in the moment, and they just make you realize how great life can be.
All right, I am absolutely honored to present Miranda with tonight's Angel Award.
Thank you guys so much. This is just so cool. Thank you. It's crazy because when I was little, I had a tree house in my backyard, and I turned it into a shelter, and I would go around my neighborhood and look for animals that needed help, but I couldn't find any. So after a couple of weeks, I just started taking people's cats. And I just started bringing them to my tree house. And then at night, I would take them back. And I remember this lady came out of her house one night, and she was like, thank you for bringing my cat back, but you can't take it anymore. You have to just leave it on my property from now on. And I was like, okay. So I feel like I've come a long way from stealing cats, and I've actually started helping them now, which I'm really proud of. And I couldn't have done it without Kitten Rescue LA. When I found Sewer Sam, they answered my call immediately, and they've been answering my calls ever since. So just thank you so much to Kitten Rescue LA and to all of you. And this is a night I'll never forget. Thank you.
Oh my God, that was so beautiful. I was choking up during that. That was really special. Thank you so much. Wow. Extraordinary person. And, this is a room filled with a lot of extraordinary people, but I love to see younger people who are extraordinary, who just become more extraordinary every year. So, bravo. Kitten Rescue is an official charity of the 2023 Los Angeles Marathon, 12th year in a row. And I'm kind of laughing because the presence that Kitten Rescue has is always a dramatic one and a fun one. And over the past 12 years, our team has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars to save homeless animals. The team captains are here tonight, as they have made it in past years as well, with their unique way of telling us why we all should join in the 2023 LA Marathon. Team captains Jessica Griffin and Evelyn Jensen. Yeah.
We're waiting for these to be on.
Are they on? Okay, we're on.
All right. It's a lot brighter. It's a lot brighter up here.
It's brighter.
Yeah.
And also, do we really have to follow Miranda Cosgrove?
Seriously.
Like, come on.
Great job,
I got
Miranda.
a little teary and I'm a little verklempt, but okay, we're gonna start. So, those of you who have been at the Fur Ball for years and years and years know that 5 years ago we started a little tradition where we celebrate the marathon through song.
Yes.
And since this is a retrospective 25 years, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, we thought we would look back and revisit our roots, where we started. So we are going to harken back.
Way back.
Way back.
2017.
2017, it was a different time. It was a
Remember
more
though,
innocent time.
2017.
Remember. So we're going to tell you the story of the marathon and then try to persuade all of you to join us in the marathon through song.
All right. We'll try.
Hello, it's dawn, and I'm questioning this choice I've made to run a marathon. But I'm here, oh my God, at Dodger Stadium. They say the training's supposed to prep you, but I'm feeling
Hey,
strong.
bro, you got some sunscreen? Well, it's spring in California, but it's like 95 degrees. When I signed up with Kitten Rescue, they told me it'd be fun to run the stadium to the sea.
I just wanted
To make a
difference. Now I'm
running a million miles.
Hello from the starting line. Did you double check your shoes are tied? No matter what happens, hang on till the end.
If you get blisters, Vaseline is your friend.
Hell no, can I change my mind? I barely run a single mile, and my body's weary, and I'm freaking out. But it don't matter, 'cause it's for Kitten Rescue and the cats.
Mile 13. How
I wish I'd run half and could collapse into a heap.
Oh man, I hope I survive. Wow, I really underthought this thing. And I'm lousy with Gatorade.
I'm so sweaty. I'm sunburned, and I think I'm seeing stars. Hello, here's my 18, and no cheer station to be seen.
Yes,
It's
clearly,
good.
Sandra. It's more like mile 19.
But arriving feels like coming home to our peeps.
Oh,
Hello there, my 21s.
Stop
Please,
saying that I'm almost done. No.
my feet are on fire, and I am not having fun. But it don't matter, 'cause it's for Kitten Rescue and the cats. Who's the cats? The cats. Hello I can no longer feel my thighs, but I feel like a rock star with this thing that I've done and this medal's bitchin', and you could have one.
I'm so sorry for stepping on you.
Because if you must walk it all, you'll do it feeling 10 feet tall. So why not run with us come this March 18th? And it matters 'cause it's for Kitten Rescue and the cats.
So, clearly it doesn't take experts to run a marathon or sing a song about a marathon.
Not at all.
But honestly, if you've ever thought to yourself, you know what? Maybe someday, make that
Okay,
someday.
I want to know, raise your hands. How many of you on your bucket list, if you have a bucket list, how many of you have run a marathon on your bucket list? Oh, okay.
right.
Oh, look at this. So leave your names with us, and we will stalk you. I mean, we will gently connect with you.
Gently connect
Right,
with you,
gently
yes.
connect. Yes. If you've ever thought about running a marathon, this may or may not be the last time we're running a marathon for the Kitten Rescue, but it is one of the greatest things you'll ever do. There's kind of this thing for years after the first marathon that I ran, which you can see I'm not like the typical runner. You may not be able to tell that I am not a typical runner, but hey. But it is an amazing feeling, especially when you know you're doing good.
Oh, yes.
Every time you run, and Kitten Rescue, Kitten Rescue is a supportive, amazing, sort of not athletic community that knows what you are going through. And we raise tons of money to do all of the things that you are going to see tonight and all of the programs. This was started by an amazing volunteer that we have who is really shy. But if we could please get her to stand up just for a moment. Could we please have Minu?
Minu. All right, so if a marathon sounds like marathon, what are you, crazy? Okay, there is a charity challenge, which is a half marathon. And
Which is what we're doing now. I'm doing the marathon, the half marathon now, because holy fuck, 26.2 miles. Sorry.
And there's also a 5K. There's also a
5K, yes.
So you can join Team Kitten Rescue. Look at Team Kitten Rescue. Find us. I mean, how many Team Kitten Rescues are there?
Anybody who's ever run for Team Kitten Rescue, stand. Anybody who's ever run for Team Kitten Rescue. Everybody who's ever run. Look at this. Look.
Excellent.
This is your community. Yes.
All right.
Woo! Blasco right there.
Go Team.
Yes,
go Team
Kelly.
Kitten Rescue.
Yes,
go
Kristen.
Team Kitten Rescue.
Yeah, we know all of you.
All right. So March 18th, 2023. We'll
Put it in your calendar. Yeah, if you want to join, it's amazing. It's wonderful. Please, it's a way that we make money. Thank you, Minu. Minu started, she ran the first year, 2011, all by herself. She raised money. She thought this is a great way. And I am getting Jesse Beard is our newest marathon.
The newest member of Team Kitten Rescue right here.
Excited. I'm so excited. He's in.
Right.
He's in. Who else? Who else is in?
We'll join.
So please.
We'll see you in 2023.
Yeah, we'll see you in 2023.
March
Please
18th.
Join us. 2018, March 18. Woo! Yes. And we're all going to run singing hello, mile, whatever.
No singing required.
Evelyn, everyone. Jessica and Evelyn. Yes. They make running the marathon seem both fun and excruciatingly awful at the same time, don't they? It's a remarkable synthesis of those two things. Special sponsors tonight. You know, it takes sponsors to make this organization work, and it also takes sponsors to make this evening work. And I want to thank all of our sponsors, Fremantle Media, Premier America, Custom Catios, Kathy Berry, UBS, McGrath Kawanoki, Rob Klieger of Houston Hennigan, right on, Blabbermouth, Stanley Ekstrom Foundation. How about a big round of applause for that entire list of supporters? We appreciate all of the sponsorships. The Impact Award is next, and the guy who's going to get it has such a cool history with this organization, so many years. And the guy who's going to give it to him is someone we're mentioning, given the Impact Award, is someone we're mentioning as well. So Ben Lair is going to get the Impact Award, and you all know Ben. And the guy who's going to present it is the great cat behaviorist, tremendous ambassador for cattiness, if I can make up a word, or just for catness, maybe for another made-up word. He is the best-selling author, the star of My Cat from Hell, The Cat Daddy. He is, as I said, my Jesus. He is Jackson Galaxy. How about it? Go, kid, go.
Oh. Hello, everybody. You know, usually I would freewheel this kind of thing, but it makes me incredibly nervous, so I wrote it down. I will tell you this. I'm Jackson Galaxy, and I met Ben, and I did the math, and I think it is 10 years ago at this very event. I mean, you know, anyway. And I was nervous then to meet Ben. I was, and I don't know whether the right word was, like intimidated, scared. Because, it wasn't because of a reputation or anything. It was just because I knew that Ben had accomplished so much already in rescue. I know how essential he was as a resource, and how freaking much he knew about cats, and that got me, you know, worried, for lack of a better word. I never thought anyone could give me a run for my money in terms of just the sheer number of cats that they had worked with over the years, but Ben did that. And so it gave me this sort of sneaking, kind of grumbly feeling of going to the principal's office or something like that. Which totally tells you what kind of a student I was. But anyway, I couldn't have been more wrong. Ben couldn't have been more nice and more welcoming to me into the world of kitten rescue. As someone who was just a few years removed from moving to LA in the first place, he made me feel like I had an ally and that I had a role to play in this mission. And that was really important, and it meant a lot to me, and I'm thankful to this day. Ben got his start in kitten rescue the same way a lot of you did, as an adopter. Something good? Oh, look at Ben. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm gonna get distracted. So he started, as a lot of you did, as an adopter. He adopted 2 kittens in 1999. A few years later, he signed on as a community foster. And now this is where his story diverges from most of you. Unfortunately for Ben, and lucky for Kitten Rescue, Ben did not yet exist as a cautionary tale for people like Ben. So how was he to know that his decision to adopt these cute, little, wonderful little fluff balls would propel him headlong into a second and, yes, unpaid career in animal rescue? He rose quickly through the ranks of KR, largely because there really weren't a whole lot of ranks at the time. And then he joined the board of directors in October of 2003. 3 short months later, Ben became the president of Kitten Rescue. That's 0 to hero in 5 short years. And as they say, the rest is history. Get it? Yeah, I'm glad. So, anyway, I have this. Oh my! Oh, I remember that. Now, before I go further, Ben, where are you? Oh, for me? Where's Ben? Oh, Ben, I hope you don't mind. I know that you had this sort of list of demands in accepting this, but so before, I just got to tell you that we ran into a bit of a crunch. So the minimum of 35 minutes extolling your virtues, the equal amount of time sharing stories about your private life, we've got to get rid of that. And finally, that I know we expected that special spotlight that would follow you up here and then around the rest of the room in every corner for the rest of the night. And like I said, it's a money and time thing, and I hope you oh crap. See, I'm scared all over again. I'm scared all over again. No, wait a minute, I got stuff.
Oh, no.
No. Stand right here. Don't move. No. Now, hold on. No. See, this is that look. See, this is why, it's the principle.
I'm judging you.
I know, you're judging me, but I have good stuff. Just hold on. All right. Okay, hold on. I knew that was going to get you up here. Stop. Now listen, we had a really hard time coming up with the name of the award for you. Hold on. And so we came up with a couple. So, hold on. I just got, hold on. Will you please? God damn, you're making me nervous, man. Okay. So we started with the This Isn't Actually My Real Job award. Didn't quite capture the spirit of gratitude. The I Can't Believe He Said Yes award, which seemed a little desperate. We definitely wanted it to reflect a little bit more of the work that you've done over the years. So then there was, the Cat Wrangler Extraordinaire Award, a little whimsical. And speaking of accidentally whimsical, we were thinking of retiring and memorializing your official title and calling it the Mr. Poopmeister Award. And that seemed a little inconsistent with that. But I gotta say though, if you ever found yourself into the place that Minu and I have definitely found ourselves in, texting you in the middle of the night with some awful looking poop or pee or something that a cat threw up, then you would know that the Poopmeister Award, anyway. So, just bear, I'm almost done. You didn't tell me this was gonna happen. Anyway, in the end, when we stepped back and looked at the totality, I'm just going to forget you're there. When we stepped back and looked at the totality of what Ben has done and the impact he's had on every aspect of the organization, and in turn the Los Angeles rescue community, and finally and most importantly, and I hope you're listening to this, the impact he's had on every individual cat that he has personally cared for, advocated for, or taught and guided others to care for. And I really want you to think about that number for a second, because we're into the tens of thousands of cats if we think about that. That's when we knew what the name of the award was going to be. So on behalf of a very grateful individual and an even more grateful kitten rescue, and on behalf of those tens of thousands of cats' lives, it is my distinct honor to present Ben Lair with the Impact Award.
I'm not unretiring. So tens of thousands, huh? Who's the real cat daddy? I do really appreciate almost everything you said. Might take issue with the zero to hero, the zero part. I mean, come on. You saw the old pictures. Those are my glory years. So, I mean, obviously, I don't want to prattle on here too long because this is a long evening and we're trying your patience already. But, I've been doing this been volunteering with Kitten Rescue for a couple of decades and the president of Kitten Rescue for 18 years. And Kitten Rescue is really like a family to me. I don't just say that because, it's filled with a bunch of weirdos that I see once a year at special events, but, but really, we have grown old together, or at least I have, and share the same passions and the same mission to make an impact on the lives of as many cats that need it in this city. And it has been an honor and a privilege to do that as the volunteer president for all these years. And it's had just as much of an impact on me. So thank you very much.
One more time for Ben Lair. Come on. Yeah. Wow. I love that uncomfortable energy between two guys who've known each other so long, and that was a great moment between Jackson and Ben. That was cool. This room is just filled with so many people who have helped drive this organization and make so much possible through the 25 years, and that's the kind of night we're about. And I want to welcome one of tonight's sponsors to the podium now. From McGrath Kavanoki LLP, Jennifer McGrath is here. She's an adopter, longtime Kitten Rescue supporter, and she has a special award. The Legacy Award will be presented to Sue Romaine tonight. So how about it, Jennifer McGrath?
Okay, I can't believe that I have to follow Jackson and Ben. I only have one cat right now, and I feel like if I take 3 or 4 more, maybe next year I'll get an easier place in the lineup and not have to do that. But I do have a wonderful job tonight, which is to tell you all, some of whom are newer to the organization, a little bit about the origin story of Kitten Rescue and the amazing Sue Romaine. Yes. So 25 years ago, when Sue Romaine first arrived in Los Angeles, she started volunteering at the West Valley Animal Shelter. As with most shelters at the time, LA Animal Services operated it along a traditional animal control model. You've heard about this earlier tonight, but it's really hard to even say this. Any kitten that was brought to the shelter under 8 weeks old was considered unweaned and was just taken immediately to the back and euthanized. As Sue was leaving her morning shift at the shelter, March 20th, 1997, she saw an elderly gentleman making his way towards her. He had a brown paper bag, and it was wriggling. Sue asked, "What's in the bag?" He opened it up and showed her a tiny black and white kitten. He said, "I brought the others in last night. This one was harder to catch." Her heart sank. Sue immediately said, "Give me that kitten." And he did. Sue named the kitten Jackpot, for that kitten had definitely hit the jackpot. She was the first Kitten Rescue kitten. Yes. Later that same year, 25 years ago, in November 1997, Sue intercepted a cat at West Valley Animal Shelter. The previous guardian had named him Damien and told the shelter that he was aggressive. The shelter staff begged Sue to take him, knowing he would not fare well at the shelter. Sue took him home, of course, put him in her bathroom. She renamed him Baxter. He remained angry for weeks, and no wonder. Baxter had been declawed on all 4 of his paws, front and back, and his teeth had been filed. He was abused and he was lashing out due to fear. But Sue patiently worked with Baxter for weeks, and he slowly came out of his shell. And I have to tell you a little bit about Baxter because my mom is the one who adopted Baxter. She's a saint. She's there at table 13. In late 1997, my mom and I went to a Petco in the Valley. We walked in, we were kind of looking for a cat, if you know that. But we met for the first time, or rather were intercepted by Sue Romaine, and she was standing outside with cages of adorable cats and kittens. But after a few minutes of chatting, she told us she had a cat in mind for us, Baxter. But Baxter wasn't there with all the adorable other cats and kittens. No, no, no. Because Baxter was, and I quote, not ready for adoption. So, Sue, it's 25 years later, and we're still not 100% sure that Baxter was ready for adoption. But there he is. There's our star. But we heard his story. We were instantly on board. He arrived at our home a few weeks later. Sue brought him, and he also arrived with a tube of ointment. This should have been a clue for us. He had managed to get his head stuck, I don't know if you remember this, Sue, in a lampshade at Sue's house, and had singed off his eyebrow whiskers on the light bulb. So there was that clue, but it didn't stop there. It didn't stop there with Baxter. One of his lifelong signature characteristics was, and I know you've all had cats that did this, but this was on another level. He could generate this guttural noise when he was upset, and it kind of came from deep in his soul. It was frightening to all living creatures. Human, non-human, it didn't matter. So vet visits were fraught, and you can't blame him. I mean, he did suffer at the vet and had his declaw in his teeth, but many an innocent, kind, unassuming vet tech opened that door, walked into that exam room, and would very quickly flee, running. Saying something like, "It looks like Kitty doesn't want to be weighed today." My mom was also told more than once that other animals in the waiting room, had dove under benches, leapt into their owner's arms, did anything to flee when Baxter was in his appointment and was making his signature sound. But vet visits aside, we had more than 12 wonderful, incredible years with our beloved Baxter. And we are so, so grateful to Sue Romaine for founding this incredible organization, for saving Baxter, for caring about him, and for saving so many other lives, and for demonstrating how love and caring can overcome even the worst beginnings. So it's my honor to present the Legacy Award to my friend, Sue Romaine.
So thank you, Jennifer. Baxter really was a special cat, and I don't know if I ever told you this, but when I first rescued him from the shelter, I took him to our vet at the time, Tim Bell at VCA in West Hills, who was awesome with animals. And he took Baxter back in the back, and Baxter made those noises, which you could hear all through the vets. And Tim came out, and Tim loved the cats. He saved so many cats when we were young and had no money or anything. And he said, "Sue, are you sure you want that cat?" And I said, yeah, you know, sucker, you know. So, but he turned out to be a wonderful cat. And I have to say the McGraths are second generation adopters and have less exciting cats at home now that they've adopted from Kitten Rescue. So, and I just want to say to everybody, you know, what a wonderful journey it's been. You know, when I started Kitten Rescue, it wasn't because I envisioned starting this big organization. I wanted to save that little kitten, and it just sort of went from there. And so my contribution is really being the mom, you know, and like any mom who's had a kid who has grown up to be something special, I'm just so proud. And there's so many people. I started to make a list of all the people I wanted to thank, and I thought, well, you know, I'm going to get hooked off the stage like at the Academy Awards when you know. But I do want to do some shouting out to some people. I want to thank Ben for running the organization for so many years. I want to thank Sandra Harrison for running it now. I want to thank my other board members, Patty Tazara and Pam Allison and Evelyn Jensen. And I want to thank Charlotte Mahalik, who's here, who was one of our very earliest volunteers and kept our books for 20 years. And there's a thankless task, huh? And is still keeping them today. And there are so many more people. All of our volunteers, our fosters, our staff, our donors, all of you who come and support us. We could not have done any of it without you. And I'm just so grateful, and I'm so proud, and I'm so happy to be here, and I can't wait for the next 25 years.
How about that? 25 years. That's pretty impressive. Wow. And you know, tonight, it's good to reflect on this organization and the work that's been done in those years, the growth over those years. And of course, we're going to ask for donations and support tonight. But before we get to that, want to look back. And so this is I guess it's a slide presentation, essentially, a video of the last 25 years. Over the past 25 years, we'll watch how Kitten Rescue has grown those programs, and we'll also have a couple of remarks from Pam as soon as after the video runs. Am I right about that? We'll look at the video first, and then Pam will join.
Hi, I'm Tricia Helfer, and I'm so delighted to help Kitten Rescue celebrate this milestone. Kitten Rescue has been working to find safe and loving homes for the cats of Los Angeles for 25 years now, with a network of hundreds of volunteers who have saved thousands of lives. But it all started with a woman who was curious about the contents of a crinkling brown paper bag.
Hi, I'm Sue Romaine, and I founded Kitten Rescue 25 years ago. So when I first started volunteering at the LA shelters, I thought that maybe they would be no-kill shelters, but in fact they were more like all-kill shelters. Especially small kittens under the age of 8 weeks were just immediately taken to the back and euthanized. And so one day I was doing my shift and I was leaving, and as I'm walking down the path at West Valley Shelter, there was an elderly gentleman walking the other way, and he had a little bag in his hand, and I knew. And I said, "What's in that bag?" And he said, "Oh, it's a little kitten." And he opened it up, and it was a little black and white kitten about 4 weeks old. And he said, "See?" He said, "This one was harder to catch. The others I got last night." And I thought, no, because I knew they were already dead. So I grabbed the bag, and I said, "Give me that kitten." And he looked a little nonplussed, but gave me the bag. And I took the kitten home, and I fostered her, and I named her Jackpot, because I felt she hit the jackpot by being a little harder to catch. After I rescued Jackpot, smuggling kittens out of the shelter became kind of an obsession. And I would intercept people on the sidewalk. Other volunteers would keep an eye out for me. There was actually an animal control worker who would put them in her purse rather than check them in properly. And so we just started accumulating kittens. So I got a couple of cages, and I went to a local pet store on Ventura Boulevard in Woodland Hills, and I sweet-talked them into letting me do adoptions. And at first it was just me, and then after a few weeks somebody wandered in and said, "Hey, do you need help?" And yes, I did. And the next thing you knew, more and more people were coming by, and I was able to organize a foster system. And because fosters were coming in from other parts of LA, they were reaching out to pet stores in their area, and before we knew it, we had an organization.
Once the word started spreading, help came from all different directions. Having volunteers who were eager to pitch in was the key to Kitten Rescue's growth. And Kitten Rescue put them to work in all kinds of ways.
Listen, I just wanted to say happy 25th anniversary to Kitten Rescue. I am so excited. What an achievement. What a milestone. You know, I worked with Kitten Rescue many years ago in a number of capacities. I was a foster parent. I did trap, neuter, release, and I also ran the helpline. That's the phone number where people leave a bunch of messages about cats that they want to give away. I'm so proud to have worked with you guys, and I wish you the very best.
With more and more people like Jenna joining Kitten Rescue's efforts over the years, we were constantly thinking about ways to better serve the forgotten felines of Los Angeles. And that meant figuring out how to help the cats who couldn't get help anywhere else.
By 2005, we had grown so much that we had more cats than we had places to put them, and we were forced to rent spaces from other rescue groups, board them at vets' offices, and do all these things that were starting to get expensive. We really needed to have our own facility, and an amazing opportunity arose in 2005 when somebody who had a cattery, known as the Casitas Hotel for Cats, was looking to get out of the cat rescue business and reached out to us, asked if we would be interested. We took a look at it and said, this is our place. Having the sanctuary has allowed us to do things we weren't able to do before. Like if we needed to do a large rescue operation, take in 20, 30 cats at once, they would have a place to go. We also were able to build a space where we could keep our cats with feline leukemia since they couldn't live in foster homes with other cats, and we are the only rescue in Los Angeles that has a dedicated space for leukemia cats. And also the sanctuary gives us a place where we can rescue more difficult cats like older cats and cats with special medical needs and give them a place to live and heal.
It was spring 2007 when I got a call around 9 o'clock at night from a woman who had found a baby kitten laying in the gutter. The kitten had a broken leg, and when I got there, the girl told me she'd given baby Tylenol to the kitten. Well, baby Tylenol is toxic for kittens. So we immediately took her to the vet where they started to treat her for Tylenol poisoning. She was scheduled for surgery the next morning. We had to raise $1,500 to pay for her surgery. We put a plea out, and within 2 hours, we raised the $1,500, and an additional $5,000 came in from an anonymous donor. Unfortunately, Hope did not survive the surgery, so we established the Hope Fund in her honor to save more cats in dire need of medical care like Hope. Since 2007, we've saved so many cats through the Hope Fund, cats that wouldn't have had a chance without this amazing program. Recently, we rescued Chance from West Valley Animal Shelter. Chance was in bad shape when we got him. He had multiple injuries and an infection. He was on IV antibiotics for a week at the vet. It was touch and go. But Chance pulled through and is now in foster care with his new sister, who also came to us with broken ribs.
In 2011, 2 out of 3 cats and 3 out of 4 kittens in the city shelter system would not make it out alive. To solve that problem in 2012, we joined with best friends to form the NKLA Coalition, No Kill Los Angeles, to turn Los Angeles into a no-kill city. And through our efforts, by 2020, we had succeeded and made Los Angeles no-kill.
A big part of our work with the NKLA Coalition has been saving the animals most at risk at the shelters. Little kitties like Jackpot, the one who started it all.
In 2016, we opened the Kitten Rescue Nursery that enabled us to take kittens from the shelter, bottle babies that needed 24-hour care, So this enabled us to actually work with the shelters. They were able to let us know when kittens were there, and we would pick them up, and we didn't have to go and smuggle them out like Sue had to do 25 years ago. In our first year, we took around 500 babies from the shelter. So during the pandemic, resources were very limited as far as taking care of bottle babies around the clock. So we switched to a model where we were taking in kittens that were already weaned, and the bottle babies were going directly into foster care. The nursery has evolved into taking care of all different kinds of kittens and cats. We do have a lot of special needs cats here as well.
The nursery is truly a wonderful addition to the sanctuary. And while we're happy to let the kitties stay as long as they need to, our greatest wish is for them to find a loving home someday.
In 2018, we opened the adoption center at Kitten Rescue. And that was a response to the fact that we needed to save more kitties, and so therefore we needed to adopt out more kitties. And this is Harmony, and she wouldn't be here without Kitten Rescue. So the adoption center has been successful in that we've gotten every year 150 to almost 200 adoptions.
With so many cute animals to hang out with at the sanctuary, we could be forgiven for never wanting to leave. But the people of Kitten Rescue aren't content to just sit around all day. And in fact, we've come up with some pretty impressive ways to help even more animals in the city of Los Angeles.
We started the Working Cat program in 2017 to honor Mark Dodge, who's one of the co-founders of Fix Nation. We pull unsocialized cats from the city shelters, feral cats, cats that have behavioral problems that are going to be euthanized, and we place them in our Working Cat program at barns and backyards and breweries. And then the cats provide organic rodent control. Most of them are great mouses.
In 2020, for Giving Tuesday, we decided we wanted to do something really special. Instead of just asking people to give, we wanted to give back in a big way. So we decided to clear East Valley Shelter. And it was the most exhilarating day. We took every cat, whether they were sick or injured, feral or tame, seniors or babies, we took them all. And in 2021, we cleared North Central Shelter. And clearing the shelters has been so gratifying. We want to continue doing this in the future and save as many cats as possible.
We started the Community Cat program in 2021, and we turned out 1,000 cats, and we are on our way to do 1,000 cats this year. We hope to do 1,000 cats a year till there's no more homeless cats.
As the organization has grown and evolved over the past 25 years, the heart of Kitten Rescue has remained its dedicated volunteers. And they're not the kind of people who say, it's someone else's problem, because they know someone else isn't going to magically appear. No, they're the ones who choose to stand up for animals who can't stand up for themselves. And they are the key to Kitten Rescue's continued success, and we are so thankful for everything they do.
Hi, I'm Tristy, and I've been volunteering with Kitten Rescue for the past 3 years, and I help with the social media.
My name's Heather Kurgan, and I have been a Kitten Rescue volunteer for 5 years. And this is my kitty, Helmar. Helmar, high five.
Hi, I'm Pat. I've been a volunteer at Kitten Rescue now for a little over 6 years, and my favorite thing to do is to work with the special needs CH kitties.
I'm Kelly. I've been a volunteer at Kitten Rescue for 8 years, and I've been primarily focused on FELV cats for the past 4 years.
Hi, I'm Darla, and this little girl is Sunny. I've been with Kitten Rescue for 16 years now, volunteering and fostering. And congratulations, Kitten Rescue, on 25 years of saving animals.
My name is Jen. I started volunteering right before we bought the sanctuary.
My name is Susan Winsberg, and I've been volunteering with Kitten Rescue since 2004. It's been the most rewarding and gratifying experience of my life.
Hi, my name is Nellie, and I have been volunteering for 20 years, and I love every minute of it. And this is my cat, Raquel, who I adopted from here about 4 years ago.
Kitten Rescue exists to help animals who have lost their homes, who have been abandoned, or who never had a home. To give hope to animals in hopeless situations. And looking back tonight, I'd say, yeah, we've been doing a pretty amazing job.
People ask me all the time if I ever thought Kitten Rescue was going to turn out to be as big an organization as it is, and honestly, I did not. I tell people that I feel kind of like a parent whose child has grown up to be an Olympic athlete, because when I just started, it was me and a couple of cages, and I had no idea that 25 years later we would have hundreds of volunteers and a sanctuary and have saved over 31,000 cats. It's just remarkable to me, and I'm so proud.
There you are. And now for the future of Kitten Rescue. Here's Kitten Rescue Chair Pam Allison. Hi, Pam.
Well, that was an inspiring video, right? Yeah. Woo. Thank you all for coming tonight. We appreciate all of you. Without you, we wouldn't be this organization, so we really appreciate all your support. I want to give special thanks tonight to everyone who helped put this together. This is almost entirely volunteer-driven. Everything from auction items to transport to gift bags to the flowers on your table to the AV in the back. Everyone's a volunteer, and we really couldn't have done it without them, so thank you for that. And special thanks, and I know she's going to shrink in the corner, but special thanks to Sandra Harrison. She continues. We're all going to point her out, so she continues to go above and beyond her role as executive director, and really truly is the heart of this organization. It's definitely her passion that inspires us to commit to this organization and to this cause. I'm sure like many of you, you met Sandra, and somehow 10, 12 years later, you're on the board. You just heard the origins of our organization and all of our current programs, and we're proud of everything we've done. Our first 25 years, we rescued and saved over 31,000 cats and kittens. Yeah, really, really impressive, especially for, an organization, starting with one person and one cat. But our work is far from done, and we have many, many more to save. And now is when we want to plan for the next 25 years. We plan to be around for a really long time. So we ask ourselves, how do we do more? How do we make an even greater impact in those next 25 years? One of the things we've really started to think about is how we continue addressing both aspects of the cat overpopulation in Los Angeles. We want to both increase the number of cats saved and place them into loving homes, but that alone is not going to solve the problem. It's even more important to directly decrease the number of cats on the street. But how do we accomplish that, right? I want to highlight a couple of ways that we envision in tackling this problem. First, we want to continue to build up the infrastructure of Kitten Rescue. As you saw in the video, we already provide many vet tech services at our weekly clinics, and we want to expand these and hire a full-time veterinarian. This is especially critical now when I'm sure it's almost impossible to get into a vet these days. There's a long wait, and it's difficult to access regular vet services. And we anticipate that this will not only decrease the costs to Kitten Rescue, because we'll be able to control those costs, but we can get cats adopted much quicker because they'll be ready for adoption much more quickly, and then they can go to their forever homes much sooner. But it also ensures that our cats get to see vets in a much more timely manner. To help increase the number of cats that we place in forever homes, we would like to add a transport program to broaden our reach. So, I'm sure you know this is just sending cats to other parts of the country. And it's really surprising to learn that in other parts of the country where they have much different climates, they don't have this problem. And in fact, they don't have as many cats and kittens that are in demand. I have a friend in Boston who a few months ago was looking for kittens. She couldn't find any. And I was like, that's nuts. I was like, I'll send you a bunch. She wanted to meet them. I couldn't get her to fly out here. So she went to Rhode Island. And we've experimented with programs like this in the past, but they're expensive and they're time consuming. But we know that we can find partners to help us develop and fund this program. So, this is something that really, I can tell from the reception here, this is something a lot of us are really interested in. As you also have seen, we have a very successful TNR program, due much to Janice, right, and her commitment, and Sandra. And I'm sure, like many of us, this is kind of how we accidentally, maybe it's just me, got into rescue. You saw some ferals and you called Sandra. Is that just me? So to do this, we need more resources, and we need to teach people how to trap and what to do. We need to educate them on where to go, and what to do once they've trapped that kitty. But beyond TNR, we also need more places to go to get cats fixed. And there are huge resource voids around LA where there are no low-cost spay-neuter services available. Our goal is to develop those services and programs to get more cats spayed and neutered, both tame and feral. We hope to provide assistance to pet parents who are not able to afford these services. And we know that getting cats spayed and neutered is the key to solving the overpopulation problem for cats in Los Angeles. We have a lot of big plans of the future ahead, and we're really excited about the changes. So on behalf of the Kitten Rescue Board of Directors, I'd really like to invite you to join this journey. So thank you again for your support. We really appreciate it. And again, thank you all for coming.
So that's how we got here after 25 years, and a little bit of a look at the future, which is so very possible. It will require some support, and that's why this evening exists also, not just to recognize the great work that was done and is continuing to be done every hour of every day, but the work that will be done and made possible by contributions tonight. So thank you in advance for your help. So Evelyn, will you join me up here, and we'll just try to see what we can make happen here? You have your own mic, which is a good thing.
I do have my own mic. So if we could please close all the doors. Did they lock from the outside, right? Let's close the doors and lock them, because we have a goal, a fundraising goal. Yeah, it's
Evelyn has a much stronger, aggressive way to fundraise than I'm used to.
Also, I've had
but
wine.
But it may be far more effective than what I've seen in the past. So should we start with just simple contributions? I mean, how do you want to structure it, $100?
So here's the deal. All of you probably knew, sort of in the back of your mind, that this was a fundraising event, right? And it's our 25th anniversary, and you just watched how many amazing things that I would like to claim that I had been here for 25 years. I haven't. I joined 10, 11 years ago, something, Ben. I don't know. Ben did my intro, my orientation, where I got mauled, basically, by a sanctuary cat, but whatever. And then the next day, a litter showed up, and the rest is history, right? Hello, my marathon recruit. I'm just gonna look at you anytime I'm nervous. So this organization, all of you are here because you love cats, you love what we do. So it's the 25th anniversary. So I would just like to request all of you, even if I know times are tough, I know we've just come through a crazy time, but if everyone here gave a minimum of $1 million. Did someone I just heard someone out there say it. I don't know who you are, but okay.
It's the wrong benefit, I think, sir. Sorry.
Well, am I among the crowd I didn't know? Whatever. $2,000 just came in, right? But if we could just go with, if everybody could commit 25 to 50 or anything there, let's just start the donating.
And they text to donate, do they not? Okay,
so here's the deal.
Yeah.
So everybody. Makes you do a lot of stuff, and for that I apologize.
Oh, you text 2022 furball.
You text 2022 furball, and then it's going to be like, where do you live? What country are you from?
That's just to register.
What's your blah, 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 blah. But if you already did all of that, you can skip those steps. But let's get going, because we want to raise money for Kitten Rescue to be able to continue for the next 25 years. You just heard Pam talk about what we want to do. You've seen what we've done. You've seen our track record. You know you're here because of what we can do. So, are we able to put on the screen what we're able to raise for tonight?
Oh, there you go.
First of all, I want to just shout out. Oh, there's this beautiful check. She's just flowing it right there. Can someone please pass that up to me so I can? Hey, my best friend, my best new marathon friend. Thank you. You and we're gonna be besties, because we're gonna walk that marathon together, right? Who cares if you walk at all? You'll do it feeling 10 feet tall. This is $10,000, folks. $10,000 getting us started. Yes, we have $12,000 in donations already, but that's just the beginning. That's just the beginning. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Who here? All right, so here's the deal. If you
Stanley
think you're not
Ekstrom
going to make a
Foundation,
difference.
thank you so much. $10,000, wow. Alan Breslauer, $1,000.
Alan, where's Alan?
Shout out to Alan.
Alan, over there, woo! All right, so also I want to just... It requires 24/7. Yeah, there they are over there too. Woohoo! Dean, hi! Woohoo! Right, that requires it's so much work. It's so hard, and you know how it is. We all have jobs that we do day to day to day, but not a lot of our jobs require that we actually deal with living creatures where we have to interact. And it's exhausting and it's wonderful and I'm sure it's uplifting, but thank you so much for what you do. All right, so where do we have our next donate? 33,000.
What's that?
33,000.
32,000.
We're in with 33,000, yes.
That's our total is 32,000?
Yes, all right, so $25, I'm just doing the math, and I'm seeing that's less. than if everybody here gave at least $25. So are the doors, that's doors open. What's happening? Lock, hey, hello, friend. You look, you're handsome. You're wonderful. I'm sure you're able to close that door and lock it in case someone wants to run out before they donate their dollars. Thank you. Yes, there it is. All right.
Just give you some sense of where the money goes specifically, because it's just a remarkable thing. A little bit of money does go a long way. $100 will pay for formula and kitten food to raise a kitten. Just $100. And I say just $100, I think you're so right to mention, you know, times are tough. 100 might be hard to come by. You know, you get a couple of people at your table, each donates 50, or, you know, 4 donate 25, you're at 100, whatever it might be. But even at 100, you have formula and you have kitten food to raise a kitten. $200 will pay for all the medical that's needed to get a kitten adoption ready to go, the spay, the neuter, the FIV testing, the microchipping, the vaccinations, treating for fleas and parasites.
Plus a sucker like me to foster them.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just saying.
But you've seen all the intricacies to getting cats to adoption and kittens to adoption or to foster situations. All of that requires resources. So that's what this is all about. So. $1,000 will pay for a Sunday clinic, a combo test, microchip. Give FERCP and flea meds for 40 cats. All of that for $1,000.
Yeah, I know it was mentioned in the video, but I don't know that it was highlighted. But this is one of those amazing things about Kitten Rescue. When the pandemic hit, there was kind of a moment of panic, because what do we do? Wait.
Wow.
Anonymous.
$5,000 from someone in this room tonight. Thank you.
I know you want to remain anonymous, but if you could just slip me your number, I would love to give you a smooch. I'm just saying.
Wow.
I don't know if I'm your style or type, but, you know, that's on. So when the pandemic hit, we were a little panicked because veterinary offices in, and once those cats come into that clinic, the very next day, if they test negative, the very next day they are adoption ready and ready to spring out into the world and become beautiful, wonderful pets.
Wow. So that's for $1,000. You can sponsor that clinic.
That's just $1,000, right? Rob, your table, right? You guys could totally do a bunch of clinics here. Hi, Rob.
Heather.
I'm totally gonna do you want to hang with Waverly some more? Yeah. All right.
How about,
thank you so much. This table here has done so much for Kitten Rescue. So thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you to everybody who's done everything. How are we doing here? Heather Casey's one of my favorite people. Yay! She's donated in. We're at 38,000. We are not to where we need to go. Do you want to know where we need to be? We need to make that 38 and 80. And that's when I will allow the doors. Hey! There's a door open over there. Let's close the door. That's when we will release all of you. So everybody, open up your phones. Open up your phones. It's not
So
a
again,
lot.
it's 76278. You'll donate to 76278, and you'll just text 2022 Furball to 76278.
And then
after
you'll
that,
go down a rabbit hole,
you
and
follow
then
the-
ultimately you will donate, and your name will be up here. 39, yes, Colin. Where's Colin? Colin.
Thanks, Colin.
Colin.
Thank you, sir.
All right, just so everybody knows, the smooches are.
Wow.
Yeah. Right? Who doesn't want that?
I want one.
Well, I can think of Dr.
Even his
Fauci. He
neighbor
may not
gets a
want it, but
Right? It's COVID safe, totally
it's
COVID safe. I
safe,
tested before I came.
smooching, everybody's
I'm good.
tested and all of that. For $2,500, I guess $2,500 will, they say here, will pay for a feral spay day at Simi Valley Spay and Neuter Clinic.
Oh my God, you guys, this is one of the things that we have.
Sterilized, microchip, FERCP, all there.
Yes.
Rabies vaccination, flea meds for 50 community cats.
50 community cats. Okay, where's Janice? Janice. Paging Janice. Paging Janice. She's shy. She's very shy. Oh, she's over there. Okay. So, this is one of the amazing things that also has been a kitten rescue innovation. Janice has been working with some of the vets who are feral friendly, which if you know anything about cats and if you know anything about ferals, it's not common. It's tough to find a feral friendly veterinarian. But Simi Valley has been willing to donate, and on their off days, they have donated an entire day of their veterinarians coming in to spay and neuter community cats just for kitten rescue.
Wow.
Right? Just for kitten rescue. So she set up an entire day where she sends out a blast, an email blast, and because there are so many amazing kitten rescue volunteers who are probably, some of whom are probably here, and says, hey, we've got this many spay and neuter appointments, and they trap all the cats and they get them all there and they fix them all just for that one day, and they spay, they neuter, they give them the shots that they need. It's really incredible, and we know that that is what prevents more and more kittens and the overpopulation, as Pam referred to earlier. In what we know this is the way that we're going to solve the problem of the overpopulation of cats in Los Angeles.
I wanted to mention something. This is a big number, but it's good to know where a lot of this money goes. And we've had this generous $10,000 donation, as you know, just a moment ago.
$10,000.
But it used to be a
Stanley
death
Ekstrom.
sentence. This FIP used to be a death sentence for cats, right? And now there is a treatment that has saved so many lives. And it's expensive, okay? This treatment is expensive. So $10,000 will give us the funds for the next batch of this special medicine, this GS 441524. It's the life-saving FIP treatment. And as I say, it goes from a death sentence to being a saving medication. And we can now save cats that are infected with FIP. Already 89 cats and kittens are being treated. And the medicine is expensive, as I've said, but your donations go toward that. $10,000 takes us there. So thank you.
Wonderful. Okay, so again, I want to get a poll. Stand up if you've had a cat impacted by FIP. I'm standing.
Oh, wow.
This is me standing. I've lost 3. I've lost 3 babies to FIP. And one of them happened right before. If anybody knew Elf. Elf himself. Elf, if anybody knew him, he was the most remarkable. He was a CH kitty, too. So, Pat, your passion, right? I lost him just before the cure became available. But now, that used to be the second you heard the word, the initials F-I, you prayed it was a V, but it wasn't. It was a P. This, right? I heard somebody say, yeah, you know. F-I-no-P. Right, sorry, I'm swearing. This is rated PG-13 this night. If you heard those words, you know the heart, the sink of your heart, because you thought it was the end. I lost 3. The last one was just before FIP. But now, because of yay science, first of all, and second of all, yay Kitten Rescue, because we are able to help now. Now we are able to treat kittens who get that terrible, terrible, terrible diagnosis of FIP because of our resources, because of amazing people who are able to source things. We can now save those death penalty kittens, right? So thank you, $5,000. Somebody has had that happen with their kitty. You know what that feels like. And if we could do it, we would, all of them. So thank you, thank you, thank you. That is another way that Kitten Rescue is saving cats. 89 cats that would not be pets now are now happy, healthy. And Nicole, can I talk about her? My friend Nicole, a few years ago, she had a kitty, and she was worried. Was he, wasn't he? I don't know, I'm not sure. It seemed like something was going on with him, but she had to go out of town. She went out of town and she left him with me. And as she left to go out of town, she was like, I'm worried. I don't know, he's a kitten, I can't tell, because there's not a test about this horrible thing. She left and she brought him to me, and I kitty sat him, and I texted her after a couple of days and I said, please be ready. I do think he has FIP. And then a couple of days later, I got our expert in, which is Ben Lehrer, who's the expert on everything, and he met him and he said, yeah, it's FIP. So sorry. But Nicole was like, oh no. Oh no. She had heard through the webs and this, and she leapt on it, and she found all kinds of sources, and she was one of our first Kitten Rescue. Will stand up, Nicole? I'm sorry, she's shy. Right there. Her little fancy pants dude is now alive and well and thriving, and I just kitty sat him, and he was equally not happy to be at my house, but he was alive. He was alive and well and thriving, all because, again, he's 3 years post FIP. So, yeah. So that's a big deal. If any of you have had any of that happen, you know the pain. So, where are we? Oh, we're at 64. We're so close. It's not very far that you get out of here. So what do we got next there, Mark?
Well, just on that note, just to put a button on it, 89 cats and kittens have already been treated for FIP with this great, albeit expensive, but great medication. And there are 10 being treated now with it. So I just want you to know where a bunch of this money is going to this extraordinary breakthrough treatment.
Thank you, Mark Hayward. Thank you.
Mark Hayward, thank you.
All right. Who's next?
Again, it's 76278. You'll text 2022 Furball to 76278. And
Anonymous, thank you for your $25 donation. Judith Shelton, thank you for your donation. Woo! Liliana Romero, thank you. All right, who's going to pop up again, too? It's not time. Mark, what do you got for us? What else can we do?
Well, I'm just impressed that any small amount of any size gets us closer to our goal. I mentioned, $100 pays for formula, pays for kitten food to raise a kitten. So just $100 gets us that much closer.
How many of you have a cat? $25 pays for their vaccines, their dewormers, their flea treatment. $25. So if everybody here, what? Louise, $100. Louise, yes, so she got 4 of you. But if everybody here texts $25, you'll cover it.
I was thinking about AJ's remarks at the beginning of the night where she was talking about all the money we spend on Chewy, which has become like during COVID, we have more Chewy boxes.
What's the number to text to again?
Yeah, the number to text to is 76278. 76278. 278.
7.
And then when you get there, you'll text 2022 Furball.
Okay, all right.
Wow. What a night for Sue Romaine.
Look, folks, the
To be honored
founder
this way?
is in with $5,000.
Wow.
I think you all can step up. Do I need to come out there?
This is a remarkable community, though, when you think about it. I mean, it's really been a remarkable journey over 25 years. So this is for the future. That's what Evelyn.
I'm down here, Mark. I'm threatening people.
Yes, I see. You're
I'm just here to bully people. Hi. The goal is $80,000. Our goal is $80,000. 80. So those of you who do math for a living, I don't, but I still can do that math. So $25 per person per year. Oh my goodness, come on, we can get there. We can get there. It's not that much. How many of you have had a kitten who needed help? How many of you have reached out at some point to say, please help me, please? Kitten Rescue is there when people jump in. 2,500, thank you, Anonymous. So happy, thank you.
Thank you so much. That really does matter. Evelyn, let me just mention one thing.
Yes.
Is the auction items are still also ongoing, are they not? Everybody
yes.
saw the. Yeah.
Okay, if you're
stopped?
in for the auction.
Oh, it stopped. Okay.
If you're in for the auction.
So much for that avenue.
That is still going, and that will also.
And I just want to say
contribute.
congratulations to all of you who got auction items tonight.
Oh, did the auction close?
Well, that's what I'm getting the word that the auction closed.
Okay, the auction closed. I'm probably going to just go back to my table and find out that I lost a bunch of stuff, which usually happens.
$1,000 from Lauren Dudley. Thank you, Lauren.
Yay, Lauren! Where's Lauren Dudley?
Wow.
Yay, Lauren. Where's Lauren? Lauren, I'd like to give you a hug. I don't know. I'm happy to spread the love.
Let's try to get to 70 is my short-term goal.
77! Woo!
77? Come on!
All right, which makes 80 reachable. 80 is suddenly reachable. Can we do it?
Thank you, A, for the $100.
Right here, smiling and clapping right here for 70 for 80,000. All right, Mark. So how many of you know the story of Waverly McTiny Beans?
This is a great story, actually. This room,
wave
I'm
your
guessing,
hand.
heard it before, but you can never hear it.
Karen, is Karen here? I see Karen all the time.
Karen, thank you.
Thank you,
Karen Peterson.
So how many of you know the story of Waverly McTiny Beans? Raise your hand if you, I'm seeing some claps. I'm seeing yes, Rob does. So.
Have you heard this? Is a good story. Yeah.
So Waverly McTiny Beans, is there somebody at that table who can hold her up? She's here in a sleepy pod. So if you've not been here before, if this is your first time, Waverly McTiny Beans was a itty-bitty, tiny bit of a kitty. She was 7 ounces. I went out walking one night, and I saw my mechanic's dog off his property where he was not supposed to be. And so I chided him, "Why are you off your property?" And I was like, "Rover, what are you doing here?" And he looked up at me and he went, with a thing in his mouth that I thought was like McDonald's wrappers, I don't know, because he's a Doberman and, you know, whatever. And I was like, "Give me that, Rover, you're off property." And he went, and he dropped 7 ounces of kitten in my hand. And I freaked out. Because 7 ounce, like kitten, what? And so I ran home because thankfully, not very long before that, I had become what they call a kitten rescue med holder or med distributor, which meant that I had things like fluids and, yay, Miranda, thank you, yay.
Thank you, Miranda.
We're going to keep that going. So thankfully, I had stuff on hand because I don't know, what, 7 ounces of kitten in my hand. And also thankfully, Ben Lehrer, Ben had taught me like 2-3 weeks before how to tube feed. Tube feed a kitten, which is where you literally stick a tube down their throat because they're too weak to eat anything. So here is this kitten in my hand, covered in fleas, like gross covered in fleas, like emaciated, like I was sure she was gonna die, but I was like, I'm gonna give her the works, right? So she got the fluids that night and dewormer, and she wouldn't eat anything because she was just too weak. So I thought, I guess this tube feeding thing is up. That's next. So I put a tube down her throat, and I freaked out the whole frickin' time, but I put food in her and her tummy went bloop. Yay, I guess. And she survived the night. And the next day I texted Ben, "What the hell do I have here? What do? I don't even know." And they sent, "Go to the vet." And the vet said, "Put her down. Put her down. She can't go to the bathroom on her own. She can't do this. Put her down." And I thought, okay. But then there was a moment where I was like, no, Kitten Rescue tries, Kitten Rescue fights, Kitten Rescue does this, no. And so I ran out of the vet and I was like, I'm sorry, Kitten Rescue, but I couldn't. She was fighting and I'm gonna fight, and now that we can. And so I learned how to, she didn't have to tube feed anymore, but I learned how to express a bladder. That's a skill, guys. How many of you have that skill? I learned how to express a bladder. I learned how to like make her poop, and I learned how to do like gross things. And now she's Waverly McTinybeans. Yeah, she's Waverly McTiny.
I think we're at 91,000. Wow. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
25 years.
We're at table 30. Woo!
It's a triumphant,
You want to come?
triumphant finish.
What's up? Yeah, pop that up.
There's another. Wow. Karima.
Karima, yay! Thank you so much.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sandra, Donna, what would you like me to do? Would you like me to wrap things up?
We can close up. Okay,
Wrap it up. Guys, it has been a marvelous night. Please, if you haven't had a chance to make a donation and you feel it in your heart for whatever amount, you can still do it. 76278 is the number. But it's been an honor to be around so many people who give of themselves every day. I love my crazy cat people. I'm one of you. I've got all the crazy and all the love of the cats. But so many of you do the heavy lifting. Thank you for letting me be part of things. It's been an honor and a pleasure. Good night.
If any of you want to give in a different way besides through this, please, Sandra Harrison is here to accept your money. Always. Thank you, everyone. Thank you
Thanks,
so
guys.
much. Thank
Evelyn,
you.
everybody. So good.
Good night, everybody.